Very good afternoon from a wet and windy Queensley in East Glasgow. Thanks for clicking on to today's European Outlook. It's the final European Outlook of 2024. It will be a relatively short-lived video today because I'm wanting to hit the road and head back home again before it gets a little bit on the late side. Obviously, it's Hogmanay. A lot of cancellations, unfortunately. A lot of people, many thousands of people, are going to be very disappointed indeed about the fact that the New Year celebrations have been postponed, including the big one at Edinburgh, due to fear of wind and also other various disruptive weather over the next few days or so. But we've actually got relatively mild air in place at the moment across the majority of the UK and Ireland. If we look at the latest visible satellite imagery, we've got a boundary associated with quite a plume of moisture running in off the Atlantic, area of low pressure to the north. And we do have some clear skies over eastern Scotland, for example, but this thick band of cloud here draped across southern Scotland into the north of England and Wales, across the majority of Ireland also, is associated with a frontal system that is going to continue to drift southwards as we progress through the course of today, and we're left with blustery showers in the wake of that feature. Looking at the current temperatures as of early afternoon, and we have got anywhere from 2 Celsius at Altnahara, but the 6 at 10 at Inverness, as can be seen here. We've got 10 and 11 through the Central Belt, and the majority of Ireland and Northern Ireland, as well as England and Wales, generally ranging between 8 and 12 Celsius. Quite a uniform distribution of temperatures on this final day of not only December but the year. Looking at the storm tracks over the next couple of days as we step out of 2024 into 2025, we do have the reasons for the somewhat milder conditions. We've actually seen the cold drifting south over northern Scotland over the last 24 hours or so, but that is now kind of pulling back northwards, associated with this next system that moves in. Obviously, ahead of these weather systems, we do have milder air getting drawn in from the south, and the track of those lows are pretty important. Notice here that through the course of tomorrow, Wednesday, 1st of January, we've got a storm track right across the very far north. Then we'll have this secondary system that moves in during the course of tomorrow, New Year's Day itself, a little bit further south. We're in somewhat colder air across more of the North Mainland once again. And then as we continue to play through, you notice here late this week into the early portions of the weekend, we've got some tracks now showing up through Biscay. Because what's happening is the storm track is getting forced further south as Arctic air becomes more prevalent and covers more of the UK and Ireland. A lot of people saying, where's the cold weather? It is coming, but it's coming after the New Year's Day system moves through. That is going to open the door to Arctic air, and they continue to play through. You notice this cluster of storm tracks moving through Biscay, even towards Iberia also. It's the fact that they're tracking quite far south means that the cold air is becoming a lot more established over mainland UK and Ireland. Looking at the latest of the ECMWF model, this is during the course of today, early hours of this morning, tremendous amounts of rain across northern Britain. We've seen flooding, roads closed around my neck of the woods, just above Inverness. Lots of issues, and hence why we've got an amber warning in place here across the northern half of the UK. And then it's the fact that this boundary extending all the way out into the central North Atlantic is going to drift its way across Ireland, much of Wales, in fact, North Midlands, up into the north of England. We've got some heavy persistent rain through the course of tonight and through a good part of tomorrow morning. That is going to dump a fair amount of rain over the next 24 hours or so, and then you notice that we're starting to pull our winds in from the north. We're going to see snow showers. We're going to see longer spells of snow and perhaps over the Solent uplands if this model is correct. This is 12 UTC tomorrow. We've got that frontal system draped across the south of the UK here, and then we've got a couple of features that run that northerly flow during the course of tonight and into tomorrow, and then the cold air comes southwards, continuing to play through. So we're in that northerly flow. If you look at the 850s off the ECM model, you can see that we've got the cold air in place. So 850s -5 to -10 Celsius across particularly northern England and Scotland, across Northern Ireland as well. And back to the overview here, we've got more systems coming in off the Atlantic as we progress towards the upcoming weekend. But we're in that northerly flow through the remainder of this week. So the cold air is in place, temperatures, low to mid single figures across many areas of UK and Ireland during the course of particularly Thursday and Friday, actually. With clear skies at night, where the winds drop off, we are going to see the temperatures drop quite substantially in the double figures below freezing, is expected in some parts. Initially over northern UK, but as we move towards the latter half of this work week, which obviously is disrupted due to the holidays, we are going to see the core of cold shift more into northern England, where we could see temperatures into the -7 to -9 Celsius range in the coming nights, especially towards the weekend, as higher pressure kind of builds in ahead of the next system. This is during the course of Saturday, so notice the track of these lows are becoming a little bit further south displaced. With cold air in place, as that moisture runs into that cold air, we are going to see the potential for some substantial snow according to the ECM model run. Anyway, this is the latest run of the model, and you can see that we've got this band of snow that runs northwards over the UK during the course of the weekend. Then that area of low pressure, quite a deep low, going to present in gales across the northern side of the system as well as the south. So 50, 60, 70 mile per hour winds is possible across northern UK as well as across the south. A little less where the centre of that low becomes positioned. And then as we continue to play through, that system pulls away. We're back in the northerly airflow, back in, if we look at the 850s again, you can see that the cold air is back in play once again. And I think that is going to become the mainstay as we progress through the next few weeks. Let's have a look at snow projections of the model real quick, and we can see what the latest ECM is suggesting regarding snow depth. And I've seen a couple of comments, by the way, from the previous video. I want to make my point pretty clear here. It is wonderful to see new people. It is wonderful to see the amount of views and new subscriptions, etc., etc. Any foul or abusive language will not be tolerated. I take a zero stance on that. I've already had to remove one comment as well as a person on the comments due to foul and abusive language. It will not be tolerated, and my moderators will also just remove anybody that is deemed offensive. So I just want to take it's a bit of a shame that I have to say that, but it seems to be when you've got the cold runs of models and there is potential for snow, people seem to get a little bit antsy for some reason. I don't quite know why. I appreciate the fact that people love snow, and then the models are back and forth here. One model says it's going to dump a tremendous amount of snow. The next model says it's going to do nothing. You know my stance. I don't tend to buy into individual model runs, but the trend tends to be your friend. And when you've got cross model consensus over a generalized pattern, that is something that we do take quite seriously here at Marfogan Weather. But you notice here, as we progress through the latter half of today, that snow is shrinking. So we've seen a decent amount of snow back half of yesterday into the early hours of this morning. As the milder air moves in from the southwest, that snow then turns to rain. Probably seen about a 3/4 of an inch of snow at Marfogan Weather HQ this morning. Rain initially, then it changed to snow, then it turned back to rain. We've had a heck of a lot of flooding in the area as well. So the combination of heavy rainfall and snowmelt is causing the concern in terms of disruption to the roads, the rail, and even with the gusty winds associated with the system tonight and tomorrow across parts of Wales, Northern England, Ireland and Northern Ireland, 50, 60, even 75 plus mile per hour gusts associated with this next system moves through. We are seeing the reasons behind why the weather has caused cancellations in the festivities. But notice here, Wednesday, 12 UTC, we're seeing the snow coming back in. We've got that run of northerly flow behind the system that they were seeing exit now. And that is going to provide the rain changing back over the snow once again. Then as we continue to play through, remember that system as we move towards the weekend moves in from a west to southwesterly direction, and the modelling is seeing significant snow across parts of Ireland, parts of Northern Ireland as well, North Wales, through the Midlands, Northern England, Central and Southern Scotland also. So we'll wait and see what happens. We don't get overexcited about individual model runs. So let's finalize this video by looking at another member. Let's have a look and see what the arpege model is indicating in terms of heavy snowfall. So back to the here and now, we see the shrinkage of that snow over the past several hours as milder air moves in. Then the snow comes back into play with that northerly flow. And little disturbances running that northerly flow is going to pep up the showers of a wintry nature as well. Continue to play through. Is it picking up on anything with regards to that system moving in from the west? Continue to see the snows, especially over particularly high ground of northern England and Scotland, as well as parts of Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland as well. It's not indicating that because it's actually the model doesn't go far enough out. Let's have a quick look at the GFS model and back to the overview. So cold nights and increasingly chillier days is going to happen over the next couple of days. So continue to play through the loop. You see here as we move through New Year's Day, we've got that northerly flow coming in, not really showing much of a system really. And then as we move towards Saturday, instead of the ECMWF pushing it through the central swathe of Ireland and UK, the GFS indicates that the system moves further south, clipping more South Wales and southern England during the course of Saturday. Let's have a look and see what the model is indicating in terms of the snow depth due to that feature. So it is picking up in some accumulated snow across southern UK as we progress through the course of the weekend. But yeah, we do have plenty of weather to speak about, folks. There is no question about that. Latest off the CFSV2 indicates this is for the month of January. If we look at the weeklies, see what it's showing. This is the upcoming 7 days, colder than average across UK and Ireland. Remember what's been said. I've not specified too much about snow. Northern UK, the greatest chance of snow now and through the rest of this week, but we are keeping an eye on those features moving in off the Atlantic. But look at this here off the CFSV2, 8 to 14 days. We've got a firmly colder than average UK, Ireland, and most of Europe. Even into week 3, we're slightly below average to below average. This is all the way out to the 14th through the 21st of January. My hunch would be that there is a bit of a weakening in this pattern as we move towards mid-month. But you know what I've said? Average, slightly below average for the month of January. Stay tuned, and I may or may not have a video tomorrow. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to do a video tomorrow, New Year's Day, or not. If I don't, I hope you all have a wonderful and safe, happy New Year, and all the best for 2025. And if I see you tomorrow, I see you tomorrow. If I don't, I'll see you on the 2nd of January. But please behave in the comments. It would be greatly appreciated. Everybody has to take part and keep it civil. And constructive criticism is very much appreciated and understood. But anything more than that, anything aggressive, is not going to be tolerated, I'm afraid, here on this channel. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.